Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is my review for Married to Medicine Season 5, Episode 4. I found my black scarf, and I feel so fabulous. And plus, I'm cold, but I'm also hot, so, sometimes I'm just extra. So I'm wearing my scarf for my videos. I told y'all that before, that y'all will probably see me in scarves since it is now the winter months here in Michigan. But it is currently around 12:30 on Friday evening, so it's basically Saturday morning, and this will probably be uploaded sometime on Saturday morning. So yeah, I hope everyone had a great day. I hope everyone's gonna have a great weekend, and everything is going good. So this particular episode of Married to Medicine, I'm like, look, is everybody on every reality show going through trials and tribulations with their husbands and their wives and everything? Like, is everybody just going through a transitional period right now? Because I'm like, what's going on here? Why is everybody having issues? So, we see the episode opens up and they're showing Dr. Jackie. And she is seeing patients at her practice and everything. And she's, going on about her day. She's saying how since, Curtis had the affair and everything, she's been putting in more hours at work, because why his ass ain't at home asking her where she at, can she come home, and can she be a wife? She doing what she doing. She trying to keep herself occupied with her patients, because she is a doctor. And we see how, she was also saying how some of her patients, or people in general, feel the need to offer their unsolicited advice based on her public situation going on in her private life. They showed a patient that she was seeing who was cancer-free right now. So, how you doing, Dr. Jackie? And she's like, I'm okay. And she just started saying, take it day by day, don't listen to nobody else. And they say, that you have to do this. She's like, listen to yourself, do what you want to do. And so Dr. Jackie was saying how, people seem to want to just offer her their advice. And while this person's advice was sound advice and it wasn't like intrusive or invasive or anything like that, she still says it's weird to her how people just be offering up advice and stuff. And, coming up to her, probably commenting on her social media and things like that. But I'm like, you've been on this TV show for 5 years. And even though this is a negative situation in your life, I think over the past couple seasons, I'm assuming people probably told you before he cheated what you should be doing. So, I guess it's just weird because now you probably feel embarrassed over what he did. So maybe that's a little bit different for how she feels with people coming up to her and saying things. So from there, we see Toya and Eugene, and they're on a picnic. They have a whole little date day, because it wasn't nighttime, it was daytime. And they're trying to make more time for each other, as he is always working, because they got that tax debt. And they had like a whole little picnic. She, made him a plate, she's like, I'm gonna serve you. I'm gonna be heavenly right now. And he like, well, please just don't start calling me daddy, because we all know how Heavenly love calling her husband daddy, and that's all that she calls him. And it is what it is. They then, they're talking about how they like spending time together, how they have to make more time for each other. And, she starts saying how she, she's saying, she was just saying how she does not like, or she did not understand why he masturbates so much, and why not only does he masturbate, he doesn't really masturbate to her. He watches porn and stuff like that. And I guess she can't understand that, you know what I'm saying? She's like, I just don't know, why he does it to people besides me. My husband should be masturbating to me. And this is my thing about that. Because he said, sometimes I am thinking about you, but sometimes I'm not. And sometimes I'm looking at porn sites and stuff like that. And she's like, I just don't get why a married man would want, she's not sending it to him, she's sending it to her confessional. I just don't see why a married man would want to look or think of anyone besides their wife when they're masturbating. Like, why would you want to look at and fantasize about another woman who's being banged by another man? And Toya, you old enough for me to say this to you, Toya. You can't be that stupid, boo-boo. Everybody knows that most people watch porn, especially men. And if a man is masturbating, he's probably watching porn. I don't think it's a big issue. Porn is around for a reason. You know what I'm saying? People like different kind of porn. And who's to say what kind of porn that Eugene likes? Eugene could like lesbian porn. Eugene could like Well, I'm guessing they might. Well, he either on like lesbian porn or girl and guy porn. I don't know which one it is. But I mean, it's porn. Who cares? It's not like, again, it's not like he out here fucking somebody else. You know what I'm saying? He's not like he's out here cheating on you. I don't feel like masturbation to porn is cheating. The only time porn will be cheating is if you're like videoing a person who you can talk to and interact with, and y'all are having, what's that, phone sex or cyber sex or whatever kind of sex. If you masturbating to porn, you just masturbating to porn. Not a big deal. Girl, get over it. You know, she then tells him how she had the conversation with her dad in the last episode, and she says how she felt like he made her mad because I didn't get this when they were talking last week. So this was surprising to me. She was saying how I guess she felt like the reason she don't trust men was because he brought, of course, so many girls around. I got that part. She then said, but he said that she was an active participant, or she enjoyed helping him basically finagle the women, meaning when the women would come over, she was the one switching the pictures around, so he didn't know that so the women didn't know he had other women that he was seeing. And she said that made me mad. I figured that he would apologize for making me have trust issues with men, because he showed me as my father when I was younger that men don't equate sex to emotion. So I felt like all men cheated, and I thought he would have apologized to me for doing that. And, you know, he basically just told her, you know, it seemed like you just still hurt from that. You know, that was a kid, you know, who went through that, and you still have that in you, and it still hurts you. But, you know, you can kind of move on from it because I'm not your dad, and you don't have to worry about me cheating. You know, so it is what it is. What was this scene? This scene with Quad and Gregory, her husband. This scene was a whole full-on mess. Quad has a tendency in this situation, in this particular situation, to put her foot in her mouth and cause an argument where there did not need to be one. Simply because she made dinner for her husband. Gregory came home. She cooking all the food, looking all good. It made me hungry. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Quad, I want some food too. You know what I'm saying? So she made this dinner. You know, Quad trying to make a whole cookbook. I think that they have shown her on social media how she usually do be cooking stuff and how she's a good cook. You know, bravo, bravo. So, you know, Greg come in, he eat the food. He like, oh yeah, it was good, baby. You know, this was good, that was good. It was good all up in the crevices. All the juices and everything was good. They had a nice little dinner at home, husband and wife. Having some nice little grown sexy time, you know, loving time, spending quality time with each other. So, you know, Quad go from the food being good and them having laughing, and she's saying, you know, she's making little jokes and stuff, to she then say, well, let's talk about cheating. I would have been like, excuse me? We going from what to what? Why? Why are we doing that? You know, so she then tells him, like, you know, I don't care what's going on in the marriage. My thing is, it is never okay to cheat. Ever, ever, ever. You know, and says if you ever cheated, this would be over. And he like, well, where the hell this conversation come from? So, you know, she's putting, and this is all about the whole Jackie and Curtis situation. And they were showing how Quad and Greg had disagreed at it was Toya's birthday party, when he was saying, well, you know, yeah, Curtis cheated and that don't make it right, but how was he able to cheat? So she back on that. She want to have a conversation about that. And, you know, he's saying that he feels as if, he said he know Curtis, he feels like Curtis wasn't fully wrong for cheating. Says because he kept telling Jackie, you know, I need you around. I'm begging for her attention. You know, I'm telling her, I need you to be with me more. I'm wanting attention. And he like that because Jackie didn't give it to him, he went out and cheated. So he was saying how, you know, he know it's wrong, but at the same time, he had a right to cheat. Now, was that a dumbass thing to say to your wife? Absolutely. Is it a dumbass thought process to have? I feel like everyone is entitled to their opinion. My husband couldn't feel that way. Because my thing is, if you feel like it's okay for him to go out and cheat because he didn't get what he wanted, that means to me that you feel like if you wasn't getting what you wanted, that you had the right to go out and cheat. And I get that's why Quad is upset, because she's feeling like he's saying it's okay for him to cheat too. But that is a reason why you can't bring other people's problems enter your household. Because what it does is make people give opinions that might not be fully, what they want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? It might, because the fact that Gregory thinks that, it doesn't mean that he want to cheat on Quad. You know what I'm saying? It just means he looks at a situation, he thinks about it one certain way, and she thinks completely different. It's a tough thing to do. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have brought it up. If my husband ain't cheating on me and I'm giving him what he needs, then we good. If my husband, you know what I'm saying? And I think the only reason I would say that Gregory wasn't totally asshole, because what he said was, Curtis went to his wife saying what he needed. His wife then did not give it to him, like at all. So it wasn't as if he was just not trying to communicate to his wife what he needed and went out and just cheated in these streets and was doing whatever. He communicated it to her. He felt like she didn't not retaliate. He felt like she didn't reciprocate. What's the word? She didn't give it to him. And then he went and got his needs met elsewhere. Does it make it wrong? It doesn't make it right. But at least he tried to, I guess, not cheat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But anyway, Quad is saying, Greg is, like in the olden days, if a woman wasn't fulfilling her man, he had the right to go cheat. It's in the Bible. What Bible you reading, Gregory? What Bible? What Bible did it come from? Quad, like, that is not in the Bible. She like, you can read the Bible 10,000 times. That's nowhere in the Bible, at all. He then said, well, no, what's in the Bible? It says where a woman is supposed to, fulfill her man and never say no to her man. I haven't read the Bible cover to cover. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that is or is not in the Bible. Where I can't say that it's not in the Bible that a woman is supposed to fulfill her man. I don't know that part. And I don't know if the Bible got a Google or got an index for me to like put that in. And it is what it is. But then he said how, because he then says like, I know cheating is wrong, but I feel like there's an exception to every rule. I don't feel like there's an exception to every rule. The only rule I feel like I feel like if your husband or your wife cheats, and if your thought process was, if they ever cheat, I'm leaving, there can be an exception to that rule if you're able to forgive it and y'all are able to move past it. But I think that's the only rule there's an exception to. Like, you can't say, oh, well, a man shouldn't cheat, but the exception to that rule is, well, he shouldn't cheat as long as his wife gives him everything he needs. Because, bullshit. So she like, you sound like a fool. And the conversation got more and more and more heated. Because he kept saying, he was asking her for, attention, and he wasn't getting what he wanted. And his wife wasn't doing what she was supposed to do, and he was unhappy, so he went and got his happiness. I'm like, Gregory, you sound like a fool for real. But my thing about it is, Quad opened this door to have this conversation about someone else's marriage. Because Gregory not talking about his and Quad's marriage. That he commenting on what somebody else did based on somebody else's situation. And it's like she's bringing it into their household. That's why I say Quad put her foot in her mouth, because she opened the door to this bullshit. And I just would have been like, look, my husband ain't cheating on me. I can't bring Jackie's issues into my household. So from there, things get heated. You know what I'm saying? He tells her how he wish she would have stopped putting him in these kind of conversations. He's like, I don't even know how we got here. Like, why is we even talking about this? Like, this has nothing to do with us. And, she's like, you know what? I love you and I appreciate you, but you need to appreciate me more. So now she done went from what Jackie and Curtis is doing to how she wants Eugene to appreciate her more, which a wife should be able to say to her husband. Absolutely. And the husband say the same thing back to her man. And then he said, you know what, I do appreciate you. I really do appreciate you. And thank you for saying that about me. She didn't say, oh, so now it's about you. When she said that, I'm looking like she didn't get what she said to him that made him say that back. You told him that you love him, that you appreciate him, but that you want him to appreciate you more. What he said to you was, baby, I do appreciate you. And thank you for saying that you appreciate me and that you love me. Thank you for saying that about me. I didn't get why she made that be a bad thing. I'm looking like, was you hearing the same thing I was hearing? Like, he didn't make it about him. He thanks you for the compliment of saying that you appreciate him. And he was trying to tell you that he appreciates you too. So from there, he said, well, I try to show you that I appreciate you, by working really hard and taking care of, paying all the bills. And she like, you don't pay all the bills? And he like, I do pay all the bills. I'm like, I'm getting the whole, you are you in charge of the girls? Yes, I'm in charge of the girls. Are you in charge of the girls? I'm like, what are they arguing about now? So he like, I do pay all of the bills. And she was like, you pay the bills that benefit you. You know, I take care of myself. I pay my own car note. And I'm like, this not gonna end well. My issue was this is what my issue was with that. When he said, you know, I try to show my appreciation for you by working hard enough to support you and to make sure that all the bills are paid, that so that we are living comfortably in this home. Because for most men, the way they want to show their appreciation to their families is to show how they are taking care of and providing for their family. I think at a man's core, his thing is, I have to provide for my family. And that's what he is internalizing, and that's what he's doing. And she didn't hear that. She like, you don't take care of me. You don't pay all the bills. But I'm like, if all you pay is your car note, but he paying the house note, the light and gas bill, the water bill, car insurance, homeowners insurance. There's other things that have to be paid for too. So I'm like, if all you paying for is a car note, that's like if you dating a guy and he like, I pay all the bills, and you like, I pay the cable bill. Well, bitch, that's one bill. Out of 10. If you pay one bill out of 10, he is still taking care of you. Even though he's not paying your car notes, you're paying your car note, he paying everything else. The same way as if you were paying all the other bills, and let's say the only bill he had to pay was his car note. You taking care of him. You know what I'm saying? Him paying that one bill ain't shit. When she said, I pay my car note, I'm like, you can't tell someone that you pay one bill out of all your household bills. Because that's one bill. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I'm like, I also, ooh, she shouldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is that's, and I don't know if they cut out her. Maybe she said that she paid. Maybe she could have said she paid the other bill. What we heard was, I pay my own car note. That's not taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't care. He said, well, no, I pay everything else. Well, I tried to give you a check to pay the mortgage for a whole year. You didn't want it. A man probably don't. And I feel like Quad was picking a fight where there didn't need to be one per se, based on other things she was feeling in her relationship which aren't right for her. And now she's throwing all that in his face, and he like where is all this coming from? Because again, it went from 0 to 100 real quick. You know, when she starts saying how, you know, what I tried to get a check for the mortgage, and he like, well, look, this is supposed to be a partnership. It's supposed to be both of us. So, you know, I don't see what this issue is. And then it's a fight. Okay, it was a full on fight. She said, you know, you can't show appreciation by giving me money or speaking of money, saying how, you know, I take care of myself, and you know, I feel like you say that you pay these bills to keep over my head how you take care of me, and that ain't what's really going on. And he's pissed off because I feel like he got pissed off because he felt like she didn't care about how hard he works to provide for them. Even if she paid her own car note, he's still working hard to pay everything else. And my thing is something else about that. Sometimes it's not about what bills you're paying. Is he putting money into the savings account? Is y'all stacking bread? You know what I'm saying? Is your pups ever want some dog food? You know what I'm saying? If he's providing for the family, if he's helping pay the bills, if he's making sure that you are living in a life to which you have grown accustomed, give him a little bit of appreciation for that. Because like, I've been taking care of your ass ever since I met you. I was like, oh, he got heated because he raised his voice. I've been taking care of your ass ever since I met you. I'm like, okay, Gregory, you ain't so quiet now. Quiet as, oh, Jesus Christ. You know, I've been busting my ass to take care of you, and this how you gonna treat me? You know, so you ain't nothing but disrespectful, and you don't appreciate shit. And he leave the house. I'm like, and Quad looking like, what the fuck? Because he left, got in his little mini coupe, and he pulled off. I'm looking like, but again, you can't open conversations in your home based on somebody else's issue. Because what it does, it gives you issues in your marriage. So, yeah. That was a long talk. The next thing we see is Simone and Cecil talking. Now, they need counseling. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, positively. Because they're basically sitting there arguing over who is at fault. And I think the thing that they both fail to realize is they both at fault. You know, he's saying how, she's saying how, he's mean to her and he says rude things and he says how she just doesn't do stuff right. Oh, you don't have sex with me enough. You don't do any housework. You don't do this. You don't do that. She like, but on the other hand, then he's saying, well, this because we don't spend time together. We always together, and on weekends, when I'm out on call, he like, no, let me tell you how it go. He like, on Monday, you come home when I get home with the kids, you go to bed early. On Tuesdays, you on call, so I don't see you. On Wednesdays, you go to work. You go get your hair done. You don't come back till late, and when you come in, you go get your food, go to your room, you close the door. Like, that's half week right there that I ain't seen you. And so they both are pointing out the things they both notice about the other one. And they're both throwing daggers. Not realizing they both have valid points of what the other one is doing. But you can't make it seem, they both trying to make it seem as if, well, I don't do nothing wrong. And you saying that I do something wrong, but this is what you doing wrong. Meaning, y'all both have things y'all need to work on. But they so busy arguing back and forth, they don't even get it. It was a full-on argument, and he like, well, fine, it's my fault. And she like, no, it's not really your fault, we just need to. And they did not listen to each other, at all. And the whole conversation ended with like them just walking away because they were arguing. It was a full-on argument. Wasn't any yelling or cussing or fussing. But I'm like, it was a mess. Okay, it was a full-on mess, and they arguing, and they like, well, whatever, it is what it is. We then see how Simone and Jackie meets up, and Simone has a bright idea because everyone's going through things, everyone's kind of getting into their spouse or having issues in one way or the other. I felt like we should do a girl trip to New Orleans. Go, have some girl time, black girl magic, and, we can all kind of just recalibrate ourselves and be whole new people. Jackie thinks it's a good idea, so guess where they're going? They're going to New Orleans, and all the ladies are going. We then see Heavenly again talking to her daughter. Y'all know I do not like her talking to her daughter. I think that is not the thing to do. But she a grown woman. That's her child. I can't tell her how to raise her child. I just feel like adults should not put children in adult situations. But it was what it was. I did laugh when her daughter told her clothes look old, like old. Her daughter said your clothes look like old lady clothes. Or like you going to a funeral. I said, that girl is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? So, she asked her daughter about how she should address Toya and fix her thing with Toya. And the daughter just says, just go talk to her and be nice. Don't be mean. But that should be common sense. So we then see a scene where, Simone is at the house packing. And Cecil walk in. And she like, hey, what you doing here? And he like, I popped up. She then says, we are living at different houses right now. And so I'm surprised he's here. And he like, well, what you doing? Oh, me and the girls were taking a quick trip to New Orleans, for a little girls trip for a weekend. And he like, you do know that you have a whole family, right? You're like, and she like, yeah, I know, but I just figured y'all, it'll be okay. Like, you wouldn't mind me going. You wouldn't have, you wouldn't object to it. And he like, okay, it is what it is. And, she go, so ain't no big issue there. So all the ladies are there in New Orleans. They on a little tour bus, not a tour bus, like a party bus. And Toya, Quad, Jackie, Simone, Heavenly, and Contessa coming later on because her flight, she had to do something with her child earlier in the day. And they on the little bus or whatever, saying how they're gonna try to let things go, how try to be better people. Toya say how she wants to not dwell on the past. Simone says how she wants to stop yelling so much. Heavily saying she wants to work on her impatience, and Jackie saying how she wants to work on her tolerance. Now when they get to Quiet, and they're like, well, Quiet, what you gonna work on? I can't think of nothing. So Quiet's flaw is that she thinks she don't have no flaws. Quiet's flaw is she don't want to talk about stuff that's going on in her life in the group setting. Quiet talk about what's going on in her life one-on-one. Like she gonna tell Simone something, or she may tell Jackie something, or she might tell Toya. She might not even tell Toya, but she don't openly talk to the whole group, but it is what it is. We then see they go to the little hotel that they have, and there's 2 suites they have. It's what's the 2 suites called? Oh, it's a Michael suite and a Lucifer suite. I would not stay in a Lucifer suite. I wouldn't even want to stay in a hotel that has a Lucifer suite. Why you have a suite named Lucifer? I mean, I don't like that. No, no, thank you. Jesus is Lord all day in my life. I'm not going through all that. So, they look at both rooms. They like pull a straw to see which is going to stay in which rooms. Because, of course, they have to be in both rooms. We do see that Contessa gets there. And I think like Contessa, Heavenly, and one other person, I can't think of which one it was in the Michael suite. Whereas Simone picked that she wanted the Lucifer suite. It was her, Jackie, maybe it was Toya. I don't know. I can't. It is what it is. So yeah, is it 6 of them? Was it 5? Oh yeah. So Quad, Contessa, and Heavenly was in the Michael room, and then Simone, Toya, and Jackie was in the Lucifer room. It was weird, but both rooms were nice. You know what I'm saying? It was what it was. Then we see how the ladies are getting dressed, and we see how Toya like, oh my God, Heavenly, you look so cute. Oh girl, thank you. Your shorts are nice. And then her confessional, Heavenly say her shirt look like a Foot Locker referee shirt. She too big to wear stripes. No, she not. Cause I'm a big girl and I wear stripes and I look good in it. Okay, let's not get it twisted. And the shirt Toya had on was cute. Heavenly asked, look, she just be too extra. So, we see the ladies. What do they do? Y'all know I do that sometimes. The ladies are at a bar having a conversation, basically. And Toya brings up, they had the bar, they order drinks, they, girl, hey, ha, let's, and then Toya go, okay, let's start talking. So, Eugene gave me 3 reasons why he masturbates to people besides me. And everybody looking like, the fuck she just say? It did come out the blue. So, Heavenly like, do we have to talk about that right now? And she's like, well, y'all my friends, ain't y'all? And my thing is, I do think with your real friends, you can talk about stuff like that. Me and my best friend, Karla, literally have the funniest conversations about stuff, okay? We talk about all kind of stuff. No matter what it is, we talk about it. Not even me and my bestie, me and all my friends, Karla's my best friend, my cousin Nay, my friend Reba, my friend Carlydia. Those are... Let me sure. Carlydia, Reba, Nay, Karla. Oh, my friend Rainia. We have, open conversations because we are friends like that. So yeah, I kind of agree with Toya. Like, when you with your girls, you do talk openly. I might not do it on camera. You know what I'm saying? So I get if that's like, let's not have that conversation. So from there, she going to saying, Jackie, so what's the difference between, Curtis cheating on you with somebody and my husband masturbating to other people watching porn? And they look like, bitch, what did you just say? I'm like, Toya, is she drunk? Is she on one? What's going on, Lord Jesus? So Jackie, like, there's not another person there. They're not stepping outside of your marriage. They're not opening themselves up to STDs. There are different things that go into that. And then, Toya says, Jackie was like, would you rather he cheat on you? And then she's like, well, no, he don't have time to cheat. You know what I'm saying? He don't have time to do it, that or whatever. So Jackie says, well, does that make you feel like that you will be vulnerable to cheating on him? And Toya just said, I love my husband, I love my family, and I wouldn't put sex as a reason to separate us. Jackie said, but you didn't answer my question. That's what you didn't do. And so Toya then says, at times I do feel like I'm not, my needs are not being met. And I have seen myself or caught myself looking at different men like, oh, he cute. Oh, he cute. So she did not say that she wouldn't cheat, but she also didn't say that she did. But I feel like if you don't say, no, I'm not out here trying to cheat, then you're not trying to cheat. You're trying to figure out a reason to do it. So, from there, Toya asked Quad if she ever feels that way, because she how Quad is having issues with Gregory. And then Quad says, no, not at all. And she was like, how many times y'all had sex? And she was like, I'm not going to disclose that information. And so Toya like, you know what? If you're not going to talk about your personal life, I'm not going to talk about mine either. And she's like, I thought we was friends here to open up, so we can't do that. Then, I'm just going to be quiet. Girl, then they just changed the subject. So, it was what it was. But my thing is, I don't think that's what they want to talk about on camera. I think that's more what it is, less of an issue of, I don't want to talk about it with you. I'm not going to say on camera how many times me and my man had sex. I just don't think she's going to do that, because Quad is different. And Quad, again, she don't like talking about her life in public settings in groups of people. She doesn't. She want to talk about her life in someone's home with one person, so that it's not being spread all around town. You know, it is what it is. So the next thing that we see with the ending of it is Contessa just saying how she feels like she's been welcomed into the group and how she gets along with people. And Heavenly like, do you? Do you really? And she's like, yeah, I get along with everybody. I don't have an issue. She's like, however, I feel like if somebody got an issue, they can bring it up. You know what I'm saying? If you have something, say it, speak it out loud, say what you mean and then move on from it. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. So, Heavenly says like, what? I don't like how people lie on me. If somebody lie on me, I can't deal with you. Then Toya said, well, I felt like you lied on me. And I'm like, well, Toya, what the hell are you talking about? She goes into say how she felt like Heavenly lied on her by saying that she was messy and saying how she was trying to bring some mess to Heavenly when her and Contessa was having a conversation in that weird situation. Heavenly says, but you are messy. And I'm like, Heavenly, what? She's like, so I didn't lie because you are messy. And I feel like if I feel like something is true, it's not a lie. Girl, no, that's not the definition of how if something is a lie, not at all. But Heavenly then does apologize to Toya when Toya says, I felt like you were just being aggressively, you were being what did you say? You were being aggressive with me. I can't think that's what she said. Yeah, you were being aggressively angry towards me, and I didn't know why we supposed to be friends, and it hurt my feelings. You called me messy. So then Heavenly, wholeheartedly got a little teary-eyed to her too, and apologized. And said, I'm so sorry. I do cherish your friendship, and if I made you feel any kind of way, I'm saying my bad. I'm sorry. We are really friends, and it was a beautiful moment. And from there, it was all love. Everyone was having a good time. No one was like, oh my God. Da, 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 da. They all then got up, got some more drinks. We see that Simone's a little bit tipsy. You know what I'm saying? But everyone is having a good time. It's no longer, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? It was a good time to be had by all. And that was, why did I do that with my ears? What the hell's wrong with me? So that was my review of Married to Medicine. This is season 5, episode 4. Yep, season 5, episode 4. Please put any comments that you like in the comment section below, unless they are rude and nasty. I've been getting a lot of rude and nasty stuff recently, and that has to stop. So, put your comments below, and I'll talk to you guys later. So, I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.